Hi ladies, I am working on assembling my hostess packets to hand out to my future hostesses for the next coming months. And I usually make 5 to 6 of these at a time. That way I have extra in my stash, and then when I go to parties I usually take 2 to 3 of these along with me at each party. That way if someone books a party they can take a hostess packet with them home that very night. Or if I have someone book a party and I need to mail out a packet to them, I don't have to go make one up. I already have them, made up ahead of time. So I usually try to have 5 to 6 of these on hand at all times. And I just want to show you what I include in these packets. Most of these files are in our team page here in the files, and if they're not updated I will go through and make sure they are updated for you. That way you can print them out or edit them to be what you want them to be. But the first thing I put in my packet is some pink balloons, just for if they're having a home party they can then put this in their mailbox and people can find their home easier. Sometimes people's mailboxes aren't marked very clearly with their house number. I also include a business card that has all my information on it for them to contact me if they need. And then when someone books a party with me, I print out these hostess cards on cardstock. They come 2 on a sheet, and then I cut them in half, and I always fill these out with my hostess's information. This helps me to stay organized and keep track of my hostesses through the month. This is what I then do with these cards. I'm really loving the ARC system from Staples. As you can see, these little rings here that they just pop in. I have this tablet that I alphabetized, and whenever someone hosts a party with me, I put their card in a file with their orders whenever I get to their party, and then after their party's over I stick them in this folder, and here I have them named by their last name in alphabetical order. I have their address, their phone number, the date of their party, the time of their party, when it was closed, submitted, if I sent a thank you card, and then their party total and how many bookings I got. Then if they book with me in the future, I can go back and I can see what that first party was, and how they, how their party turned out for them. So I keep this in a binder here in my office, and so this is what I do with this card. So when someone books a party with me, I fill it out right away. That way I have their information, and then I keep that in my folder until their party date. Pull it out, put it in their folder to take to their party, and then after the party I put it in my binder. Then I have a party flyer that I kind of wrote up myself, and you can edit this to be whatever you want it to say, but it just gives them some general instructions for how to host a party. And so you can pull that up on the files and print that out if you want. For a home party, I actually send out the invitations for my guests, because I found that whenever I gave them the invitations to send out, they were only sending out maybe 10 or 12 of them because maybe they ran out of time or they just didn't want to spend the money on stamps. And so I would rather spend, $12 to $15 on stamps, send out 40 invitations, and get a higher party, therefore getting higher commission and getting my hostesses higher parties and giving myself higher PV. So what I do is I give them a sheet to fill out, and it has 40 names on it, and I want them to fill it out with their names and addresses of all of their guests. And I also give them an envelope that has my address already on it with a stamp, and I tell them I want this back within 2 weeks before their party. That way I can send out their invitations for them 2 weeks before their party date. In the packet I also include 5 order forms. If they're doing a catalog party, I sometimes do 10 depending how many they want. I also include the next month's special that will be active for their party so that they can share that with their guests to collect outside orders. I also include the party flyer, which you would have gotten in your kits. I fill it out with my name and the party date for them. This just helps them to find people that maybe they wouldn't think of inviting to their party. It helps them to break it down. And then in the back it gives them the hostess rewards chart and what they can earn with their party sales. And this summer we have our spring gift guide flyer. So if you have those, I would include one of those into their packet so they can share that with their guests ordering outside the party. And then I also include an opportunity brochure or an opportunity flyer. That way, if they have ever thought about selling 31 themselves, they can look over that flyer, and they can also see the Start Swell kits that are available. And then I also put in 2 or 3 catalogs, depending if it's a home party, a catalog party. If it's a catalog party, I'll do up to 5 sometimes, because you want to have enough catalogs for them to hand out to their guests. So I hope that was helpful in you making your own Hostess packets to hand out for future bookings. Something else I also make up is recruiting packets, and these are, I call them I think about it packets. If I go to a party and someone says that they are thinking about possibly signing up to Cell 31, I want to give them some information to take home and think it over. So in these, I put a catalog if they don't already have one. I also give them an opportunity brochure, which these would have come in your kits. And on everything I hand out, I make sure that I have my information on the back. So I make up these really nifty labels from Staples. I get the Avery labels and I just design them on the Avery free program. I use the same labels on my catalogs as well. And then on our page here, we have a file that's called 31 Reasons Why 31 is for You. And so I include one of those. And if you want to, you can also print out a Start Swell flyer so that they can see about the Start Swell program. I also include a business card and then a little gift. So I've been giving mine a nail file. And they can take that home and think about the opportunity. And then if they want, if you want to set up maybe a coffee date with them, if they're local, you could get together and talk about it some more. Definitely add them to our pink box page so they can think about, or they can see the new incentives that are offered over the summer. And that's about all that I do. So I make up Think About It packets and Hostess packets, and I keep them stashed in my office all the time. I always have a couple extra, and I always keep one at least in my car. And I also take at least 3 packets for hostesses to my parties and 2 Think About It packets to every party. So that's something that you could go ahead and do a while to get your business ready to get a jump start to it.